Oh shit! Lamore's gone. Now what? At last, back to the real trial. Ready, L forehead. I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fraulein Detective, how far had we gone until we were rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Sky. I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latus's killer could have escaped was through the air vent on the ceiling. Ah yes, there was only one door in that room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it. That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through. I certainly would have a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved in the concert. The only ones who meet the conditions for a killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances? Again? Hey, that's right, Apollo! Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre! She's right. Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? Are we really led to believe that Machi carried the body from the crime scene to the stage up on that tower? Obviously the tower was raised up, but like even then you still have to put the body onto the tower. It's not like the tower fucking goes flat into the... Doesn't make any sense, whatever. Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation, El Judge. Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things. That judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Oh, alright. There's a aspect to this case that we haven't touched on yet. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamore's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lamore's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not? Its code? Oh my god, Apollo. You were there. You were there when Trucy brought it up. All the events that day followed the song lyrics to our song. Sugar, sugar, all that night in your embrace, when you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Sorry. First, the keys to my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then, sorry, that's Apollo. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latus's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. The guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale. What fairy tale has a guitar in it? I admit, I'd forgotten about that song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that. I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, El Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination. I'm not sure I'm gonna be doing much singing. Well, yeah, it's not your job to sing, dude. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. We're just gonna press, because I don't know. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but it can't just be a coincidence. It is as Fraulein Detectives, It is as Fraulein Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse, if you would, Fraulein Detective. Oh no, don't go through this again! What? You want me to sing it? You are the witness, Shah. Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my feat as vocalist is not trivial. Fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyric, shall we? Oh my god, I don't want to go through this again. We just heard it. Fuck. When you stole away the keys, my heart held so tight. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning. Next, we go to the right page of the lyrics sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away. La la la. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. Like a bullet of love fire, take my life away, all away. This is also like the shortest song to humanity. Mr. Latus's life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fraulein Detective. You're singing. It's not bad. Oh, I wasn't trying to sing. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar. Up together to the sky. As it is said in the lyrics, Mr. Latus was found with the guitar high in the sky over the stage. No series of coincidences could it be so well conceived. He's right, scientifically speaking. What would Waki have said? That concert was whack? Bring in Waki to this. It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. I guess I should have put in more effort into singing that. He moved the body to match them. I'm afraid to press because I don't want to go through that. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. But Mr. Latus spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assured you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently, he learned English on his own. Oh, great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt, whatever. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? Way to stick it to him. Ugh, of course not. And I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. They're even in my textbooks at school. They shouldn't be. What? And I never heard of them. What does that say about me? I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. What do you mean by his signature? Did he sign his name on the stage? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? You'd think he'd be more likely to miss because it's a .45 caliber revolver that supposedly has such a strong kickback that it could dislocate his shoulder, right? But we're just gonna ignore that? It's the only explanation that makes sense. So where would he have gotten a .45 caliber revolver? It doesn't make any sense. Why is no one questioning that? Do you think he's like some sort of spy? He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, y'all. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now? Bitch, I don't fucking know. Anything about fucking fingerprints? Anything? Is there anything to examine? Examine. The middle of the weapon is a revolving chamber. That's where you load the bullets. A revolver, see? Revolver? Revolver. That sounds a bit like a Wonder Bar. What? Especially if you say it really fast. I guess. You know what I always used to think? I used to think that the closest sound to Wonder Bar was one liver. There's just so many words in the world, Apollo. Isn't it amazing? Wonder Bar, one liver. Okay, whatever. So many different words, so many different people. People like Trucy. Just make fucking say stupid shit. Anyway, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. Time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review. Blood loss due to 45 caliber bullet wound. Victim shot in the shoulder in Lamore's room. Check button for details. Bitch, I don't fucking know. Crime scene. Attorney's badge. Thank God it lets me save during this. I think there's some Ace Attorney games where when you have an option to choose like one of those like that, the option thing, they don't let you save. I don't remember the answer to this. I'm gonna raise an objection and see. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, had a very large, what? The what? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? Oh, I guess you're bringing up the thing I was about to say. If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobaye, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing a gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would have thrown off his aim. Thanks for proving their point, Apollo. Oh boy. A convincing argument, to be sure. Haha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? Huh? What? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Oh. God damn. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Grimes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Fraulein. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. Right. From the state of the crime, I conclude that the shooter was blind. Oh, wait, is this where I present the crime photo? This? Objection! Yes. Okay, good. It's like I remembered. Yeah, they'll explain it. I don't know what to say. The prosecution holds that the shooter couldn't see. A scientific conclusion based on a thorough examination of the crime scene, yes. Apparently not thorough enough. I have a certain piece of evidence that completely overturns your claim. What? This is the evidence! The photograph of the crime scene? I don't care much for that smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it on good use, yeah. Yeah. Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the contradiction of the crime. Whatever. The contradiction of the scene of the crime is this little doohickey. It's smudged. The contradiction is right here. The smeared blood stains. I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it! At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he have write but the shooter's name? And what would he write in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know that the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood once the killer saw what it was. Wait.
Once he saw what it was?
But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said that they were blind. Ah! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that defendant Machitobaye is blind? How could he have seen? He couldn't have been the shooter. Eric, impossible!
Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what this all means.
Snap. Snap. It's the quietest snap. It doesn't even make a sound.
I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet, up until now,
it seems I owe the court an apology.
The
Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this has caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. It's almost like they're doing an updated autopsy report like they did in the trilogy game. No one will know. No one will understand that unless you play the first game. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something that we don't, and he's about to tell us.
I've got an idea. Let's rock with these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective, if I may.
What?
Tell me, why do you think that Machitobaye is blind?
What? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind.
Of course.
He's a blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lemoire lead him around by the hand all the time?
No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machitobaye. According to this, Machitobaye can see perfectly well.
What?
His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well.
But you said...
What did I say exactly? Air forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed that the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fraulein detective.
But that's...
A significant fact, yes. Consider, Machitobaye sees. And he was the only one who could have fled to the advent. I see no problem with this.
But what about the bullet holes in the wall?
Yes, the bullet holes. I believe L4 had neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How is that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off the brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, L4 What a dick, Klavier. I love you, but you're a dick. I knew you didn't have what it took.
You jerk! Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize!
Oh, sorry.
That's no way to apologize!
He's angered at Chusi now. Oh, look out. If we could please end the bickering now.
Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solve this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
Don't say that.
Aha, what?
This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right?
That seems to be what happened, yes.
We might be able to find out what was really written here.
Really? You can do that?
That's right, with this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet?
Ha! As if I'm gonna tell you.
The blood stains covered a section of the carpet. That was carpet floor? Really? It didn't look like carpet. In order to perform blood tests, the section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Oh, that's such smooth carpet.
Right, go for it, Apollo.
Huh? I have to do the test?
You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. Yeah, because you're the one controlling the game, so you have to be the one to click it. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. It's just weird because it's weird considering that you didn't have a forensic scientist do this. Why am I doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Right? Ready? It's easy as pie. Just touch the screen to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hands are shaking. Let's do this. I'm just spraying it. It's fine, Apollo. It's nothing. I don't even have to fucking use the microphone to blow anything. Simple. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. If the killer was a robot. Aha, I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Okay, sorry about that. I got in trouble with the phone call from me, Madre. Let's get back to it. Did I read this? I don't remember. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latus even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand.